Good morning and happy Thursday, everyone. So, remember I mentioned how kind of underwhelming the snow we got was in yesterday's video? Keep in mind, I did that video earlier in the day, and only just then was it starting to snow. By around 7 o'clock, and actually it was more like 7:30, everything was horrible. So, yeah, I kind of made the wrong call saying that, the weather was kind of, so yeah, my low is the fact that the weather was horrible. Nothing bad happened though. I mean, I did a pretty good job driving safely. Very nice. My high is I saw a few very important people to me yesterday. It was very nice. Got to spend the evening with my folks. My mom made mac and cheese for dinner. That was great. And my act of kindness was I brought in the garbage cans because yesterday was garbage day. Although it does really speak to how dedicated the good folks behind the garbage truck company are dedicated to, doing what they do. Because the weather was absolutely atrocious yesterday, and they still did their job. That's pretty impressive, not gonna lie. I mean, to be fair, this isn't the worst weather that I've seen living where I lived my entire life, but it definitely caught everybody by surprise. Especially when you start to consider the fact that this whole winter so far has been pretty mild. In fact, by the end of the day, the weather felt as if it was exactly like it was the day before. There's just a bunch of snow on the ground that's currently melting at the moment. I wouldn't say currently melting at the moment. I'm sure it's probably just barely below freezing. Maybe, 30, 29, somewhere in that area. Somewhere lower than 32. So, take that for what it's worth. Now, in terms of what I want to talk about today, I did promise myself that I was going to, I didn't just promise myself, I did promise you guys that at least, it didn't occur to me that I could do both 50-50 and Pitch Perfect at the same time. Seriously, I was half ready to talk about, actually, no, I'll do 50-50 another time. Come to think of it, pretty much everyone who's been on 50-50 has been on Hot Ones. I haven't talked about that movie yet. And you know what, I'll talk about them both. I'll do 50-50 first, seeing as how, the likes of both, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, they've been on Hot Ones. Seth Rogen multiple times, obviously. And then Kendrick will be on Hot Ones today. I think now's the perfect time to talk about that movie. So, the first time I saw 50-50 was 2011. I actually saw it during my spring break when I was home from college. And keep in mind, I had zero expectations going into this movie. I mean, it really did seem like a kind of melodrama that, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character has cancer. And they show the iconic scene of him shaving his head, and his best friend, played by Seth Rogen, is in the background, sort of filming everything, or helping him out whenever he can. But as I was watching the movie, it really did grow on me, because you really do feel for Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character. I mean, he was diagnosed with cancer, which I believe was, he noticed that there was sharp pains in his back, and then he got x-rays, and that's when he found out that he had cancer. I'm not gonna lie, I'm blanking on the name of the cancer at the moment, but as long as the cancer doesn't metastasize, there's a 50-50 chance of him living. Now, for those of you who don't know what metastasize means, basically in your body you have lymph nodes all throughout your body. and cancer travels through the lymph nodes throughout the body. So let's say that you have cancer, I don't know, let's say on your back, for example. Let's say on your back. And it goes to like any surrounding lymph nodes. It can then travel to other lymph nodes throughout your body, therefore, which causes the cancer to spread. That's what metastasize means. And throughout the movie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character is going through like rounds of chemo. He goes to like not support groups, but like he goes to chemo with like other older guys. There's actually a really funny scene where, because when you're going through chemo, you really lose your appetite. So there's a scene about him and Seth Rogen eating pot brownies. That's actually a pretty funny scene. He goes to therapy, enter Anna Kendrick's character. And in the beginning of the movie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt has a relationship with this one woman played by Bryce Dallas Howard, who it turns out like she's faithful at first, but because of like all the stress and the cancer going on, she cheats on him. Which I have to say, because maybe it's just me, but Bryce Dallas Howard is like one of the nicest people ever. Like I see, like seriously, look at Bryce Dallas Howard in like interviews and like talk shows and stuff like that. She's like the nicest person ever, and she plays like some of the most despicable characters in movies. I mean, like 50-50 like is like mild for her in terms of how like cruel one of her characters can be. She's great. She's the kind of villain that you love to hate in movies like The Help or Rocket Man. She was great in Rocket Man. Which, it's kind of funny when you consider the fact that you got an American woman doing a British accent. Okay, that works, I guess. And Rocket Man's a great movie. I've done movies on Rocket Man already, so don't worry. Where was I? Oh, right. I was going to talk about 50-50. So, I sort of posted this in like one of the comments on my Facebook video for this the other day, but it was 50-50 where I realized I can actually sort of impersonate Seth Rogen. I didn't mean to do it, but I did. I mean, I can do his laugh. Oh, sorry, that was horrible. I can like that just laugh or whatever. I don't know. It sounds so stupid. I can actually do like, for me the most iconic moment is when both Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt realize that Bryce Dallas Howard's character is cheating on him. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and so Seth Rogen, being awesome, the awesome guy that he is, he legit sticks up for his best friend. I mean, dude, your boyfriend has cancer and you're cheating on him. Like, that's not cool. Seth Rogen, that's like one of the best Seth Rogen reactions ever, by the way. Look it up if you haven't already. I mean, it's pretty obvious. They really wouldn't, before I continue, and when Joseph Gordon-Levitt is seeing Anna Kendrick's character, they start, sort of like a budding relationship, and the day that Joseph Gordon-Levitt has his surgery, it's, both his mom and, I want to say his stepdad, I think it's his stepdad, or maybe it's his actual dad, I don't know. Seth Rogen obviously goes to surgery, and as far as Anna Kendrick's character shows up. And I'm actually kind of glad that, they imply that Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Anna Kendrick are starting to go out, but they don't, sort of bring that to your face, if you know what I mean. They're really subtle about it, and I like that. like, it sort of opens up possibilities for speculation as to what would go on in that movie's universe, I guess. So 50-50, great movie. Really glad I got that over with. Because I have been thinking about 50-50 for a while. But let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this video, and probably the reason why you have clicked on it already. I gotta talk about Pitch Perfect, which really was the movie that made Anna Kendrick a star. For sure. I mean, Pitch Perfect is Anna Kendrick's character is going to college. She doesn't really feel like she wants to go. She's really into music. You know, she wants to work with her father. But her father's like, okay, listen, stick going to college for at least 1 year. And after that, then you can come join me. And it was real. They were totally playing on guys really being sort of pervy, I guess, for this one scene. Because Anna Kendrick's character starts singing. And one of the lead female a cappella girls, played by Brittany Snow, like, her hears her singing, walks up there. They're both nude, by the way, in this scene. And she convinces Anna Kendrick's character to go for the Bellas. That's the name of the group. And needless to say, for starters, kudos to the casting director, because they got like a really great and talented group of singers that, like, you can, seriously, there's like millions of YouTube views on just like the audition scene alone, because they had to do a Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson for the audition. But then Anna Kendrick shows up. And if you remember on Tuesday, I tried to do When I'm Gone by Anna Kendrick. It's her original song, but the thing with like the cup. And I actually tried looking up to see if I can do it. I know, like, it's like clap, clap, and you tap twice on the cup, pick up the cup, put it back down real fast, pick it up again, like tap it, flip it over, and then like do that. I tried doing it. That had up taking Anna Kendrick forever to figure out how to do on her own, because that's hard to do. Maybe someday I'll like show y'all how to do it. I mean, I got the technique down. I just gotta like master it, whatever. Which means I gotta do it like 1,000 times to get it right. But yeah. The music in that movie is pretty good. For those of you who don't know how a cappella works, it's a group of singers, and when they do sing, there is no accompanying sound, music, or beat other than the sound, music, or beat that's coming out of your fellow singers. I was in the acapellas at Horsehead, so I know how it works. And I actually did audition for, I've told the story before, but I did audition for the Trinitones. I was at Trinity Pauling. And I didn't make it, but not because my audition, in fact, my audition was great. It's just that the choir teacher told me that he didn't want anyone who like just showed up out of the blue. Because there are people who try and get into the Trinitones every year, and sadly they don't make it. So how heartbreaking would it be if, you know, some new guy shows up and just immediately takes a spot that probably could have gone to someone else? And I have much love and respect for my choir teacher that I had at Trinity Pauling. So what he says goes. Yeah, I mean, it still kind of bothered me I didn't make it, but again, that's not my call. And at least when it came to not making the Trinitones, there was a good legitimate reason why I didn't make it. As opposed to some other choir teacher who would say that the reason I didn't make a certain choir at Horseheads was because I wasn't mature enough. Yeah, evidently someone who doesn't swear at all is not mature enough. Okay. Rant over. I mean, yeah, I know why I didn't make it. It has nothing to do with me not being mature, I assure you. I better keep going before I I better change direction before I do something I might regret. So, the music is great in Pitch Perfect. I mean, here's the thing. The movie came out in 2012, I believe. Or was it 2011? Point is, back then, when I was watching Pitch Perfect, there was only 2 reasons why I would watch it. Anna Kendrick and Brittany Snow, who, may I say, she's cute as a redhead. Seriously, Brittany Snow is really cute as a redhead. I didn't know I needed that until, boom, it was right there. Brittany Snow is a redhead. Very nice. And I've seen Brittany Snow in other things before. She was great in Hairspray. But in that movie, well, because blonde, I believe, is Brittany Snow's natural hair color. But being a redhead works for her. It just does. I should probably point out, some aspects of this movie haven't really aged well. And I'm specifically referring to Rebel Wilson's character, Fat Amy. Because, I mean, if you've seen the trailer for Pitch Perfect, or if you've seen Pitch Perfect, you know the scene I'm about to talk about. Where, it's like that giant open area outside. It's the student activities fair, I think is what it is. And Brittany Snow and Anna Camp's characters are asking girls to join the Bellas. And then Rebel Wilson's character shows up and says, "Hi, I'm Fat Amy." And she's like, "Why are you called Fat Amy?" And then Rebel Wilson, who really does kill it in this movie. I want to establish that right now. Rebel Wilson is hilarious in this movie. She's like, "So skinny bitches like you don't talk about me behind my back." That's just brilliant writing right there, man. It is. That's great. I love that scene. One problem though, that scene hasn't aged well. Because Rebel Wilson isn't really fat anymore. I mean, actually, would you consider Rebel Wilson fat anymore? I mean, there are probably some crazy people out there who think she is, but she looks a lot better now than when she did in Pitch Perfect. I think she looked good for what her character was supposed to be. I'll say that much. She doesn't look bad now, though. And I really gotta keep stressing, the music in that movie is great. I mean, let me look at the awards, too. Because I was doing my research for this, and Pitch Perfect, it got a lot of awards that it won. I mean, it won Best Music in a Feature Film, Rebel Wilson's breakthrough performance, the Best Musical Moment, which is the finale of the movie, which, seriously, like, every song they sing in that finale, I have on my iPod. Because it did, Price Tag was in there. They did, Don't You Forget About Me, which, there's an ongoing plot in the movie where Skylar Astin's character, who's supposed to be Anna Kendrick's love interest, loves the movie The Breakfast Club and Don't You Forget About Me. Okay. I've been silent about this for too long. Actually, a long time. Won a few Teen's Choice Awards, American Music Awards. Yeah. Pitch Perfect is great. It won a lot of awards. Okay. I gotta do this one thing right now. I gotta talk about this because if I don't talk about this, I'm gonna forget to do it later. But as much as I love the finale of Pitch Perfect, there's one thing about that finale that really bothers me. Okay? Because I have seen the movie The Breakfast Club, and if you don't know, I mean, the iconic song from the movie is Don't You Forget About Me. And in the finale of Pitch Perfect, they sing part of that song. Thanks to Pitch Perfect, for the life of me, I can't watch The Breakfast Club. Specifically when they do, Don't You Forget About Me. And like, don't you, you're amazing. Doing it again. I gotta do that every time. I got, seriously, look it up. It's like, it's great, but now I can't get that out of my head. Okay, gotta stop ranting. So, yeah, 50-50 and Pitch Perfect. Watch both of those movies. Now, before I end this video, I should probably tell... I mean, I'm sure you guys probably went, did you see Pitch Perfect 2 and Pitch Perfect 3? No, I didn't. I especially didn't see Pitch Perfect 2 because I was a good little boy, and I watched Mad Max Fury Road instead. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you follow me on social media. As always, I am very humbled to make this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopeful we have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Get ready to watch some hot ones today. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk with channels, you want to be here to London, always have your back, take care, and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.